Well, hello there everyone, Simon here with another episode of Skeleton Crew to react to, episode number 7, which means we're in the home stretch. The last two episodes are upon us, and it feels like it's gone really quick, over the Christmas period, which always seems to fly by for me. I don't know about anyone else, but it always seems like you get to the beginning of December, you close your eyes, and before you know it, it's March, and you're like, where the hell did time go? And that's how it's felt with this show. And I think, it's safe to say the vast majority of people, myself included, are really, really enjoying this show. Surprisingly so. I think the show has surprised a lot of people with how fun it's been. Obviously there's always going to be the usual one or two suspects who have to find something to latch onto to hate because that's their gimmick, that's how they make money. But I think, compared to other projects over the last couple of years, there's really not been anything other than a positive reaction. And I think that that's refreshing because, the story deserves it, don't get me wrong. I love the way it's very small scale, it's very focused on, what it's supposed to be, which is just a fun pirate adventure with a bunch of kids and this kind of morally grey character, Jod, with some pirates in the background, treasure, the promise of adventure. It's been great. And the acting has been fantastic. The directing has been great. Even stuff which has suffered in recent projects like cinematography and visuals have been really, really good. So on almost every level of this show, I've been really, really impressed. The only one small criticism that I've had, which again is not really in the hands of the showrunners probably, is the episode lengths. And someone did, mention in the comments last week how it was a nitpick, and it's, well, if there was more episode time without story, it's just going to be filler. And, I have to disagree. I have to disagree that, more story time equals more filler because, the showrunners, yes, at the outset, they'll probably be given an idea as to how many episodes they're going to be given based on the budget. And they have to fit their story into that. But there is always the possibility, if you're a good creative writer, you will always find ways of expanding the story into more time. You can't tell me that, we couldn't have spent more time on that, that other planet, the rogue kind of, Civil War planet, to expand on what was happening there with the characters. We couldn't spend more time on the ship doing certain things, and filler isn't bad. I don't understand people who say, oh, it's filler. Filler is bad. I love filler because filler allows us to expand on characters that normally we wouldn't. It allows us to see things that we normally wouldn't. It's different to if you're a fan of anime, it's different to doing recap episodes. They, to me, are a bit pointless because they are just retellings of what has happened. But, filler can be fantastic to build on the world. So I'm not saying that we need 25 episodes of Skeleton Crew, but, maybe 12 episodes that are 45, 50 minutes long, excluding the credits, isn't a massive stretch. And I'm sure that, seeing what we've already seen, the writers and the showrunners would be more than capable of giving us some, interesting and fun, bits of information and adventure in that extra time. But again, that's everyone's personal opinion. I mean, by all means, let me know in the comments, do you think this show would be served better by more time? Even this episode, I've taken a look, obviously loading the episode up. All in, it's 36 minutes. So you exclude recap and credits, that's about 30 minutes. Now, again, I know that we're in the home stretch. I know that they're on their way to Atin, but it still feels like there's more to tell. It feels like half an hour isn't enough. And it's just because I'm enjoying the show. Don't get me wrong. Some shows you're kind of like, oh, just get it over with. I'm not enjoying this. But for this, I am, and I want more. And it's a shame that it's going to be over next week because this has been really refreshing. It's been great to actually sit down, watch a Star Wars project and not have to worry about the backlash online. They tried it with the lesbian mums in the third episode. They tried to create, this kind of, woke, kind of backlash. And it's like, nah, it's not happening. It's a good show. You can't nitpick it. You can't find anything to hate on it. So, I'm just really enjoying that element of being able to know that there's not going to be that kind of viral shitstorm that, goes down when, you end the episode, which you never know. There might be something in the last two episodes that, these fucking fanboys, as they call themselves, these George Lucas fanboys tend to, you know, get really riled up over that really don't matter. So I'm just hoping we get a really, really good episode. Only half an hour. So why don't we jump in? I've rambled long enough. Let's watch the episode.
I have a better.
Oh no, it's the droids. That's a bit freaky.
I'm gonna grab it and run.
It's a bit War of the Worlds like. You're gonna die.
She'll be fine.
Luckily they had it set on stun. Damn. Damn, these fuckers are good shots. The Empire should have used these fuckers instead. Screw that, the Separatists should have done as well.
Say we got lost this whole time. No. Once we get back, then everything goes back to the way it was.
Oh, he's had a taste of the pirate life.
Assessment.
He's had a taste of the space sea.
I never should have pushed the stupid button.
And now he can't go back.
Yeah, it was a really fun adventure.
Oh, what a cool shot. What a cool ship. Look at that.
It's hidden inside. I'll bet my life on it.
I mean, you are.
Give me a
Quite
fight, I'll find
literally.
myself.
I'll take that bet. But you're not going anywhere. One of my crew will fly into the storm.
Oh no.
Send out a volunteer.
They're gonna crash. Mr. Quarren, you're gonna die. Is this the guy who wanted the plantation? Look at the helmet with the ears.
Getting some chop, but nothing.
I'm guessing leaving must be easier than entering. Oh my god. I'm wondering, is that like a defense net?
Maybe we should send in another.
Wait!
Oh, she saved him at the last second.
Census captain. A ship out of hyperspace.
Oh, they're coming at the same time. That's lucky.
Let's see it.
Caught in a tractor beam. We're dead meat. We're pirates meat.
That ship looks so good. That ship should have been given to Mando. Look, it's got the chrome and everything.
Bunch of cowards. All right.
Oh, yes! I love it.
Don't come any closer. That's warning. Let us go. What this guy's done for.
Yeah, no, John doesn't care. Shoot him in the head. Yes! He's dead.
Just know we love you so much.
She's still so formal.
I know how much you worry, but you're not in trouble. We can't transmit any coordinates due to security procedures.
Notice how Wim's dad didn't leave a message.
Find a Republic
Not yet, anyway.
That's an
Oh, there he is.
the secret location of Ad Aden and how to get through the barrier. You weren't supposed to find out about any of this until you graduate.
Oh, I see.
Wim, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you.
He finally leaves a heartfelt message. Short and sweet.
Take the ship back.
Well, now it's mine.
Actually, since you're currently captain of the frigate, this vessel remains unattested.
Oh.
Excuse me.
You can't have captaincy of more than one ship.
A captain can lay claim to one vessel.
I call unclaimsies!
What?
Unclaims
I
it.
call unclaimsies experiments for kids!
Oh, this is going to be so stupid, and I love it.
Off our ship.
Unclaimsies isn't in the pirate code. Oh, no, it is.
Aye, but it'd be close enough.
Oh, SM33, you are the MVP. Oh, it is. It's a defense net. You can see the generators. Wow. It's got a very Matrix vibe to it, and I'm digging it. Yeah. You got too close. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, green. Oh, so that is actually... The barrier is much bigger than just the planet. I thought that was the planet itself. Look at the bug in his eye. Or the mouse, whatever it is.
But you should.
He's snuck on board.
Well, well, well. Back again, are we? Stay with your kids, I'll handle this.
Has he got the lightsaber? He does! No! He'll be okay. He's a droid. Put his head back on.
Aden is on the inside, exactly like I told you. Come in.
Come in.
Come in.
Yeah, I know you can't communicate through the barrier.
Barriers jamming.
Yeah, I know.
Why did you release this communications device through the barrier?
Why doesn't the
You left us no
supervisor
choice.
We did what we had to.
come and ask questions?
The problem is, you droids don't listen.
What was that?
Citizens of Atatu, this is the supervisor speaking.
Whose voice is that?
Emissary is arriving for a shipment. All non-essential work is suspended
It's KB.
until offload is completed.
Yeah, no, you might want to get a bit further back.
Planet-wide protocol requires that any visiting emissary proceed directly to the Mint to begin offload procedures.
We don't bother to check your identity.
I need to speak
We'll
to
just
my
give you the money. Half of his screen time has been looking up at the sky shouting whim. Whoa. Look at that. Again, massive Matrix vibes here.
Quite the operation you have here. Better than dealing with a droid. We'll go and
There's
fetch
no
it.
need to be a
Some of your
dick.
finest refreshments, thank you.
He's going to indulge. Ooh. It's a very First Order-esque alarm.
Do you have like this?
1,139.
What? Oh my goodness. That is more money than you would know what to do with. Like, the Empire would have plundered this place. Are those CGI credits? It seems a bit unnecessary. I've got a feeling the supervisor's going to show up. And the episode's going to end. Oh dear. For a second there, I thought he was going to be happy. So yeah, that was a pretty action-packed episode, but it did a lot of the things I think it needed to do to set up the finale. It kind of, you know, got us to the final location, teased the supervisor, got rid of Brutus, because again, he is just a minor kind of background villain. Obviously important to Jod's story, but Jod's story is more important than, you know, Brutus. And, you know, again, I loved the vibes that we got from AT-ATN. It was a very Matrix feel. You know, from the defense net in the nebula, feeling like, you know, the surface of Earth in the Matrix, to, you know, being underground, you know, and seeing the massive machine operation. That was like, you know, that's something that I think some of the more recent Star Wars shows have been very stale with the vibes and the environments. I get that with the likes of the Acolyte, they were trying to go for a bit more of a High Republic pristine kind of look, but it felt a bit bland at times. With something like Ahsoka, I just thought the cinematography in general was pretty poor and bland. But with this show, they are taking full liberties to kind of go well into the Old Republic style. And, you know, obviously with the carte blanche to do the space pirate stuff, that also gives them the ability to keep it quite grotty as well. So I've really enjoyed the visuals and the feel and the look of the show so far. And again, the story itself is developing in such a fun way. You know, Jod is a character, Zuko's here to say hello, who I love the fact that he is not, doesn't seem like there is a redeeming arc for him at this point. And I actually like that. You gonna jump down for me, buddy, or you're just gonna hang around? I actually like that, because the idea that don't eat the camera, please. The idea that, you know, again, he's got this very expected, you know, bit of character development where he's gonna be the morally grey pirate who, you know, actually has a heart of gold. I actually like that he doesn't. You gonna say hello to everyone? Oh, right, jump down. Good boy. No, he's straight back up. Doesn't listen to me. Just like those kids in the show. I like the fact that, you know, again, yes, he's not got a redeeming quality just yet. I mean, he might have, you know, a change of heart in the last episode. He might end up having to fight against the supervisor. Who knows? That supervisor voice was very familiar. I couldn't quite place it. But I couldn't think of who it was. But it feels to me like someone who's quite recognisable. But we're where we need to be. And that's really what, you know, for a moment I thought that they were going to go to the Republic, because when they were talking about they need to find an emissary to guide them in to the planet, that was clearly just a setup to, you know, give Jod the cover. You know, his whole I am the emissary. And I love how the droids, who are so meticulous about everything, and can we just talk about their aim? Like, they stunned those parents like nobody's business. There was 1 or 2 missed shots out of like the 7 or 8 that they fired. Now, the Empire and the Separatists, they should have used these droids. You know, maybe that's the lost treasure of AT-ATN, is droids who can actually fire, you know, and aim. Because God knows, we've never seen accuracy like that in the Star Wars universe. It's not the credits, it's the droids. That's what we need. But yeah, the droids are normally so meticulous with all of their protocols. It's just kind of like, oh, well, you must be the emissary because you say so. It's like, yeah, you've come in on an AT-ATN ship. But, you know, is there no, like, formal identification? You know, he didn't look like an emissary, did he? But it was, like, a great little episode just to kind of set up the finale. Again, giving us that kind of emotional pull for the kids to get back home with the parents. Getting the parents involved again. You know, and Wim and his dad, obviously, the nice little moment where, you know, they got back together and he did show a bit of emotion. Because I think that's the point they're going for, is that Wim's dad is a bit stiff. He's a bit cold. Doesn't mean he doesn't love his son. He just doesn't show it. Which I think a lot of us can, you know, relate to. Again, really good about making these characters relatable. Whether, you know, it is KB with her issues with disability, whether it's, you know, Wim with his issue with maybe an emotionally stunted parent and how that can affect the child. You know, they are very, very relatable. And you know what's depressing is I've just realised is that all of these kids were born in the 2010s. And that for me is quite depressing because I feel old now. But no, I think that the story, it looks like it is going to carry right on through to the finale, and it's not going to drop off. I'm just got to be careful here because, yeah, you want some snacks. This is what he's after. He's after his goodie bag, you know, and he's not normally this needy first thing in the morning. He's had his food, you know. You get a little treat here, both you and the audience. There you go. You eat that, so I can continue on with my review. So, you know, obviously Jod as well, you know, having that brutal streak, murdering Brutus. And again, I love the trap the kids laid. The kids are very smart, but not in like a kind of unnaturally smart kind of way. You know, it's like they don't look out on things. They don't necessarily, you know, do things that are out of character. You know, sometimes that is the difficulty with writing really young characters, is trying to keep things feeling natural, because they are kids. Like, kids would panic, kids would not have the experience to lean on to get out of difficult situations. And the kids, yeah, they've had certain amounts of luck, but they've also had a lot of help along the way. And, you know, when they captured Brutus in the big arm, that was great. And, you know, I just love the brutal efficiency of the murder of Brutus, because I was, in my own head, I was thinking, shoot him now, because you're never going to get a better chance to end Brutus. And he's going to come back and he's going to be a thorn in your side in the finale if you don't. And he did. And that was great, because it made logical sense to a pirate. You know, you've got your biggest rival captured, and what would you do? You would murder him. And he did. The same with SM-33. You know, I saw that kind of coming. But again, that great moments where it's like unclaimsies. You know, there's that perfect mix of, you know, keeping the story focused, but there also being that bit of an unserious nature to it where you can still have a laugh. And that was one of those moments. And then it's quickly, you know, kind of subsided by the fact that Jod still has his lightsaber and he's just decapitated SM-33. Now, I've no doubt that SM-33 will be fine, and that was probably just a way to take him out of the final conflict. Because, you know, realistically, he is too much of a match. He apparently wants more snacks, which he's not getting. I have to be the firm parent here. I have to be, you know, Wim's dad in this situation. I can't give in and just let him have what he wants. You know, SM-33 in the finale would probably be ill-fitting, just because, again, especially if he's not on Jod's side. If he was on Jod's side still, yes, it would make sense to have him there. But as it is, you know, with him being against Jod wouldn't stand a chance. So you have to get rid of him. But I'm sure we'll see a nice little scene at the end of the finale where he's got his head back on and he's there, you know, just with the kids helping him out. But yeah, a really, really, really good episode. I really enjoyed it because, again, it just does everything right. And it gives us great vibes. It gives us great visuals. The soundtrack, once again, is great. Everything seems to just make sense, you know, in the story. There's nothing too convoluted. There's nothing too unbelievable. You know, the only thing that I would say that I have a question about and I would like some more lore on is what happened to this planet during the reign of the Empire. Because it feels like I mean, obviously, there is regular contact between At-Atin and the established government of the galaxy, which, you know, more or less has been the same before the New Republic for a long time. You know, it was the Empire, which was just an offshoot of the Republic, you know, because Palpatine was in charge of both for, 25, 30 years? So Palpatine should have known about this place. And once the Empire comes about and there is not as much of a restriction on his actions because he's Emperor, I mean, I would have assumed that he would have just plundered that place for all it was worth. Because that is a lot of resources to the Imperial war effort. So I would have been interested to see how, you know, how much do they know? How much do the parents know about the events of the galaxy? You know, the kids are obviously ignorant. But do the parents know about the Galactic Civil War, the fall of the Jedi, the fall of the Republic? And if so, you know, what happened during that reign of the Empire? Did they continue on as normal? Who knows? But, and again, it's this idea now that the New Republic has this kind of massive wealth of credits that they can lean on. They said, 1,200 odd vaults, and each of those vaults has got to have millions and millions of credits, if not more. So that is a lot of money. So yeah, I would like a bit more background information at some point, whether it's a novel, whether it's, you know, just something just to tell us what happened. That'd be fun. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Please let me know what you thought in the comments. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I will see you for the finale next week.